And we are live.
Welcome back to this week's podcast of Becoming Billionaires with Andrew and Christina. How are you, Andrew?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Andrew's got a sore throat, and so I'm kind of forcing him to be here because I really enjoyed our last
Yeah, I feel
session.
like you've been really wanting to. So I was going to say, I feel like you have been eager to record this. You were pushing last week to record it, and again this week. So what is it exactly that you wanted to say?
I just like I don't know. There's something about it that I think is like it is beneficial on various dimensions. Not only for the business in terms of reach, like finding different ways to create organic leads or connecting with people or whatever, but also in terms of you and I being able to communicate, integrating, reflecting every week, kind of where we're at, what we're working on. I think it's just really beneficial. It's like a win-win-win. Also,
Process
the content, too.
content,
Getting
yes.
content in terms of sound bites and stuff like that has been fun.
The point of working with the funnel, one of the questions that comes up is like, how do you build a connection with, the people that are eventually going to work with? And I feel like long form content and stuff like this is a good way to do it because people are going to sit there and listen to you for, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And, they're just going to get a better sense of your personality and
Yeah.
who you are. And I think that is a good way to just develop that connection with people. I feel like I watch people online, like who I follow. And when I watch interviews with them and stuff, it's like I'm getting to know them,
Yeah, and I also feel like this is a way in which we're saying we're not going anywhere. Like we're committed to this project and this endeavor and what you and I are building together as partners that we want to expand and bring other partners into,
Yeah.
so it's like something about the podcast and just like checking in and sharing it weekly is like
Well, we
it's
have
a
nothing to hide.
commitment. Yeah, nothing to hide, but also just that point of like this is a commitment and like we're not going anywhere. We're here.
Well,
And
that's what I mean by nothing to hide, because I feel like I know when I'm like seeing ads or mostly ads, I'm just like, sometimes I just get that sense that this person is just going to disappear off the face of the earth. Like they just want my money and that's as much as they want,
yeah,
And I feel like
we want your money and your
we
Just
want,
kidding.
we want what?
So we want your money, but we're not going anywhere. We want your money, and then we want to make you money.
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's just that point of like, it's just another way in which we can share the opportunity and the potential that we see, and show also the process that we're walking, and
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And I don't know, like we've tried to do a podcast or some kind of coming together for so long, and you got this nice fancy mic, and I don't know.
Mhm.
It's really, the point's really strong for me to
Okay.
do it. So you mentioned funnels.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned this last time. So funnels is a part of the online automated
Well,
marketing and
we
sales.
may have mentioned it last time, but yeah, it's just part of the process. And that's what I wanted to learn more about. And it was funny. I was telling Christina this the other day. I think it was like about a month leading up to this point coming into my sphere of awareness. I was saying to myself, but I may have mentioned it to you. It was that point of, it's like, I get a lot of the online stuff and, how to build your accounts and create your content. But it was like, I just needed somebody to walk me from point A to point Z, just someone hold my hand, take me through it, just show me exactly what you're doing
Yeah.
to create a sale
Yeah.
so that I can just replicate it. Because as easy as it seems, it's like I just wasn't doing it. And it was,
Yeah.
and I equated it to that point when I started getting into stone carving, which is my other business, which I've been doing for the last 10 years. One of the most powerful parts of that process was being shown how to carve a sculpture from start to finish. Just the practical steps that you take. First, you get your stone. Then this is the tool you use. Then you carve it. Then you sand it. Then you oil it, and it's done. And it was like, it wasn't overly complicated. And from a distance, you could probably figure out how to do it. But just to have someone walk you through it in the initial stages, it just gave you access to being able to do it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I was looking for, and that's what I saw in this opportunity was more of a step-by-step guide. Like, okay, this is going to be a system and a structure and a guide that I can actually follow. Which is, so far, it has been that, although there has been the dimension coming through of being self-directive and that it's actually my business and I can do whatever I want with it. So as much as there's a guide, it is also very self-directive, and I think ultimately that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah, we're entrepreneurs.
Leaders,
we're
leadership.
Creating
Yeah.
our own business. So
Yeah.
it would be on us the onus would be on us to ensure that we're designing it the way we want. But the beauty of this opportunity was that here's the skeleton.
Yeah.
Here's the basic structure, which are the basic actions you need to take to create a system that channels the business basically and moves that moves. Period.
You're only on week 4, week 3. You know what I mean?
No.
So you're like talking up to the point of.
But I know
week
how
4.
it works, like in
No, I
terms
know.
of like, But what I was going to say is that, so I don't think we've clarified that this is an online automated business structure that basically it's direct sales, but you're utilizing the beautiful market of the internet, which consists of billions of people that is potentially your market. And so you're using ads, online ads, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, YouTube, you're using ads to generate leads, to promote what you're selling, which in our case is a water ionizer, but it could be potentially any high ticket item or any item for that matter, which is what I was really excited about in the beginning too, because it wasn't even the water machine, which I was familiar with and see the value in, and I'm so happy that we have one again. But seeing just that structure of the automation of ads and like how you could potentially put any product through this system and it works, And I just think that was so cool because it opens up so many potentials, like we're starting with the water, but we're learning a system that is universal from the perspective of you could potentially use this for anything.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was because previously I was creating artwork and I was creating one-of-one artwork. Now I never got into the print side of things where that's more exponential because you can print as many as you want, right? And because I was doing one-of-one pieces, a funnel like this wouldn't really allow you to grow exponentially because what I was doing was always connected to time and I couldn't create enough work, right? So yeah, I was selling a high ticket item, but I couldn't fulfill any type of demand that would be there if I were to scale this. And part of scaling this business, right? Because part of the structure of this business is the compensation plan.
Yeah.
Where that is key in this and in the reason why I wanted to do this, because you are essentially creating a structure where there's a commissions being paid out, so you can create a system of people where you can create a form of passive income from people within your team making sales that you get commissions on. Now, it is different than multi-level marketing, so I've been told, in the way that the compensation plan is designed as over and down, quote unquote. I'm not quite sure exactly what that means.
Well, I think
particularly, but we're figuring that out.
Yeah, I think just I mean, I obviously don't have experience with previous multi-level marketing or pyramid schemes. Like, I think that's where people get nervous, that multi-level marketing is a pyramid scheme where it's like this idea that the money's being channeled upward. And so the people at the top are making all the money and the people at the bottom aren't. Whereas this is designed to almost like fill in everything around you, you know? So like your team and you are making sales. And so everyone's kind of better. It's like, it's not moving upwards. It's moving around you, you know? I don't know, but
yeah, that's it. We don't know
learning.
yet. Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of it's not going to the top, because there comes a point where like our team will stop eventually making commissions off of our team sales. Yeah,
you ultimately end up getting cut off.
You have to continually establish a team.
Yeah.
Create a team.
So you have to keep moving and keep, which is great.
It's great, yeah.
But there is layers to the system.
Yeah.
Where you can go like 7 layers over and 7 layers deep.
Yeah.
And then the income potential becomes like exponential.
Yeah, because
like millions of dollars.
Yeah, because the more you move into it and the more sales you make, you do get into automatic payments where it's not.
That's even different. That's the company itself.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's even that layer of like the compensation that comes just from the company,
right? For
how far you've come in terms of sales in the company. You get guaranteed monthly income payout for the rest of your life.
As long as you have an open account.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Once you hit a certain tier.